August 31st of 2024, we finally broke ground on the honey house. We have been looking forward to this for ages, and it was such a dream come true to be able to start on this project. So first we had to level everything out, and then we pulled out the ditch witch and started digging lines for all the plumbing and electrical.
To do a drain line, it's this red line, hard to see on this Virginia red clay, but
So Ford absolutely loved this part as he joined his Pep and Daddy in helping make sure it was going the right way and doing all the good work, so he liked to say. But yeah, it was really cool to see this machine go to work. It was really helpful to have this on hand. We've had this machine for a while, and it was just really helpful to have it and to use it ourselves. And Ford loved sitting alongside his daddy and helping work on the ditch witch as well. You can see here there's a really steep incline, and this is where our garage doors are going, and we'll dig out a place for us to pull up with our truck and all the hives. So after preparing a space, it's nice and smooth, we have to do the concrete. This went down kind of late, like around 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and it just been really rainy, and it was already really shady. There was not going to be a lot of sunlight, and also where we are, the trees kind of overhanging. So Lucas was out here working on this concrete pad for about 12 hours total, making sure it all stayed smooth. It went down kind of wet. I guess we ordered more than we needed just to be on the safe side, and they poured it a little extra wet, so it spread really well. But then we had trouble like making sure that the forms all stayed in place because they started floating up a little bit, so it was just a hassle to try and get this all nice and smoothed out, but eventually got it. And then once it gets down to a certain texture, you've got to make sure it stays like pretty smooth and is exactly how you want it. I guess the next step of grading it to the right level. Again, I don't know all the specific terms of it, but I just know that Lucas was out there for quite a while making sure that it's all nice and flat, because we want this to be a really good space to work in and not have to worry about things tilting or rolling on tables or anything like that as we're trying to move in and out of this space.
I'm getting concrete on my hands.
You are?
Yeah, now I'm writing it on my hands.
Yep, so here Lucas is, 10, 11 o'clock at night, still grading, still going strong. He was out there for quite a while. And then this shot is me just standing on the finished concrete, I believe the next night. So next is framing, and I came home from a coffee date to find Ford cutting little pieces of boards for everybody, and it was really cool to see all this framing going up in the morning.
1, 2, 3.
We also had help from Lucas's uncle Keith, and he is often around with our Moser Made stuff, so you'll see him around. He helps with the jarring of the honey. He's been at our vendor festival market thing before. He's just been a really great help. He is also a descendant of the part of the family that does the beekeeping, the Moser beekeeping up in Pennsylvania. That's who we got all the other beekeeping equipment, like the huge extractor that we have to bolt to the floor in this building.
Do that here. And I think they're going to come.
Forward? It's the big one. Right there behind Mom with the head to here.
Countertop's ending.
Yeah, so like there.
And that's sink.
Yeah, sink right here.
The other one.
Woo! Good cleaning.
That's the door. And there's going to the windows.
Yeah, you're at it.
And that's the garage door.
No rafters.
Okay, right here.
Nothing at the 8-foot mark.
And there's going to be another window there.
Okay.
There'll be a flat.
So the wall's already up.
Yeah, the center is going to
Also, either one you want to go out.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Either the garage door or the regular door.
Oh, thank you. I'll probably use the regular door unless we're using a car, and then we'll use that for the truck, the
Maybe
garage
we'll
door.
have to. Maybe you have to put the ladder then carry it all the way to there, to that point. Then we got to put wood on top of it and the chimney.
A chimney?
That's it. Warm and
Oh yeah, we will do a warming room. You're right.
Be a closet right here. This would be about the corner of it. And the doorway swinging out, or maybe out that way.
Okay.
Okay, what you just saw was a huge red oak that Lucas took down himself, and we are milling it down a little bit to become beams for the honey house. They will go up on the roof, and it's really cool that we can just take everything like from a huge tree and just put it into our building and be able to use it, and it's essentially free. It just costs us our labor. But it was really wicked cool to see that whole process from beginning to end, and I know it's just gonna look so gorgeous in the honey house to have those exposed red oak beams. I mean, just look at that huge monster of a log, now down and in the house. And here I just wanted to show y'all the beams are up. They look so pretty. Lucas just took a few shots for me to see the beams and the eaves going up, and it just makes it look so much more real. Ah, look how pretty they are. I just cannot wait to get a good stain on them. Those beams are just going to be so gorgeous. But this is really when the honey house started to feel real to me, and like we're actually going to have it in time for our spring extraction come late May. So after getting up these really pretty red oak beams, next was doing the eave framing. Lucas wanted a stronger frame, so he chose to do overlap instead of just attaching them on after sheeting, which is another perfectly okay option. He just felt like it would be stronger if we did this way. Felt like it'd be a little bit more tied together. So he's just measuring a lot of stuff on center. Boards have a tendency to warp in or out, so he's just measuring 1,000 times before he gets everything flush and nails it together. And also some of these boards were tapered, so the fit had to be adjusted. Then over the weekend where we had a ton of rain that was not called for on the first day, we ended up sheeting. We got a ton done because my brother ended up helping. So we got the entire roof sheeted. As you can see, it was pouring down rain. It was off and on all day. It's absolutely miserable. Ford actually was out there for quite a bit of it too, but he came inside for some hot chocolate a little bit later. It was just really helpful to have all three guys up there at once because there was absolutely no way we would have gotten all of this done in the weekend that we did with the little time that we had and the rain and everything else. So it's just really helpful to have all three of them working at once. We were definitely not expecting to get all this done. That puts us about a week or so ahead of schedule, so we are so excited. This was just huge for us. And here's the last little bit of OSB going on the roof. Wanted y'all to see the walls going up as well. It's just incredible to see in person, and we just feel so blessed. So the very next day, we worked on roof underlayment, which is, I guess, the official term instead of tar paper now, since it's not officially tar paper. But they worked so hard all day. There was a 4-hour window in the morning where it wasn't going to rain, and these guys got it done just in time, actually, before we ended up having a pretty big storm, and there was a lot of wind and whatnot. So this was really cool to have all this done and knowing that we can put on shingles soon, and now we actually have a workspace inside the honey house that is not going to be dependent on weather. So like now we can work on electrical and other things on the inside and not have to worry about if it's going to be raining or, you know, is it going to be too windy or cold or anything, because it'll be sheltered at least. So it's a muddy mess inside the honey house because of all the storms that happened while they were putting the roofing up, but it definitely is going to be a better situation now, and we can work on the inside instead of just waiting for good weather. So always a good thing to have a roof for your space. Okay, showing a time lapse real quick, and by real quick I mean really quick. This was 3 to 4 hours, just, you know, condensed down into a few minutes. And that's why I always watch time lapses with a little bit like of a grain of salt, pretty much, because you're seeing people move quickly on a project. You're like, how do they get so much done? How do they have the time? Like, it's so hard to see other people get a lot done sometimes, I feel like, especially like home renovation projects. But just know social media can be deceiving. What you're seeing here, this 3 to 4 hour venture is, again, condensed in such a short amount of time. And we're very blessed that they got it done in that amount of time, because that was the exact window we had before the severe weather actually hit. Like, they were walking in as the rain had just started pouring. They had walked in for lunch. And so it's very deceiving. So when you watch this, just know that they are quick, because it's 2 of them that have done a lot of this stuff before many a time. And also, it's on a time lapse. So don't be afraid to go out there and do your own project. And no, it may take a little bit longer, but you could absolutely do everything that we're doing too. It does not take a ton of experience. And just showing the last bit of roof underlayment going up before my very favorite part. I was sent these videos a little bit later, and my jaw dropped when I saw this.
Hand, all right. You see how hard it is to walk up here? Let go. You see? Not so easy, is it? No. You okay?
Yeah.
All right, sit down. All right, you're gonna squat on your knees. What do you think?
Yeah. It's very.
It's steep, isn't it?
Yeah. Can I do it?
There you go. Good job. Yeah, get on your knees, butt like that.
You scared me.
Oh, okay, I'm right here. There's one there.
Okay. You got.
And Daddy's right behind you, bud.
Scared me a little bit.
He had been begging to come up there, and they finally let him. And I just thought he was so brave. Yes, he was a little scared, but he went up there because he wanted to. And I just thought he was such a brave little fella for being up there and just being with the guys, which is what he loves the most.
Last nail. All right.
It's lunchtime.
It was indeed lunchtime. So, yep, they took a couple pictures and videos of him up there. He was just so proud of himself. And then they came in for lunch, right as I said, the weather hit. So it was perfect timing for them to come in.
Come on, buddy.
The honey house?
You're building a honey house?
Yeah.
Oh,
For the mousies.
a little honey house for the mousies?
Yeah.
Do they need honey too?
Hi.
You having a hard time?
Yeah.
Yeah, Mama has a hard time with that part too. Getting them to stay. I think you can get it.
Also, on the bright orange ladder, there's a magnet.
Oh, does that help hold it in place?
So yeah, they came back out and they continued to work. Ford made his own little mini honey house, and the guys continued to put up more OSBs around the rest of the walls, so everything ended up walled in. And you can see a little bit there behind Kevin. It's still open, so they're working on the walls there. But this next pan over, you'll see pretty much the entire thing, and that's everything that we got done before the new year. So we are so excited to start off the new year ahead of schedule and with a walled in and roofed in honey house. Woohoo! Thank you guys so much always for y'all's support.